Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, welcome to the new channel. We're here to help you see the new you. My name is Wanlu and my name is Nicola, and this is the Puppet Stories. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is September 7, Monday. Welcome to this week's episode of the Puppet Stories. Here on the show, we talk about anyone or anything that has to do with puppets.
That's right, Tito Wanlu. And today is a very special episode because we had a special guest. That's right, Tito Wanlu. Super special guest all the way from India.
Oh, that's right. We have special guests all the way from India. But before we introduce them, we'd like to welcome you all to the premiere, the world premiere of our Season 2, Nicolo.
Wow! Season 2? Yay! Congratulations, Tito Wanlu. Season 2 of the Puppet Stories. Welcome, everyone.
And because it's our premiere episode for Season 2, we'd like to thank all our past guests on Season 1.
That's right. Thank you for joining us in all the episodes of Season 1. And I prepared a video for you.
You prepared the video for them?
That's right. And ito nga, ako kumanta.
Ikaw kumanta?
Opo.
Hindi ko, kailan mo ginawa yan?
Tulog ka eh.
O sige.
Okay, play it. Direct.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind
and see the brighter side. DMC gives you inspiration. DMC reignites your passion. DMC starts your transformation. DMC helps to see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you see something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God, there is love. DMC gives you inspiration. DMC reignites your passion. DMC starts your transformation. DMC helps to see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You've got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. DMC gives you inspiration. DMC reignites your passion. DMC starts your transformation. DMC helps you see the new you.
All right. Well done, Nicolo. Kumakanta ka pala.
Ay, opo. Ikaw lang hindi marunong kumanta, Tito Hanlo. Tuturuan kita.
Sige, sige. All right. Again, thank you very much to all our puppeteer friends who join us on season 1. Now it's season 2, and we'd like to start it with a big bang. That's why we have a very, very special guest all the way from the great country of India. Please welcome the Padye family.
Hello, Ramdas. There you go.
Namaste. In the Philippines, we say mabuhay.
Mabuhay.
Right.
Yeah, mabuhay and namaste. Yee.
All right. First things first, my friends. It's a big honor for us to have you on the show. Thank you very much for making time and being part of our premiere telecast of the season 2 of the Puppet Stories. And we were talking with our producers and directors. We wanted to make it really special. That's why we thought you'd be perfect to headline the premiere episode. Thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. First things first. How's the weather in India, and what time is it in India?
In India,
In India, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's a little sunny today. Otherwise, it was raining,
Raining.
like pouring. Mumbai city is known for a lot of rain. So, just 2 days back, the rains have stopped, and it's sunny today. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. We have the same weather, basically the same weather. It just finished raining here in the Philippines, well, in Manila at least, about 10-15 minutes ago, and now it's really, really hot. Okay. Just to make it clear, Ramdas is the dad. Hi, Dad.
yes, hi.
Satyajit is the son, and
my
the mom is...
Aparna.
Aparna.
There we go. Okay. Pardon my pronunciation. Okay. Okay. Everybody's excited to know about Indian puppetry. Of course, you do ventriloquism, you do marionettes, you also make puppets. But my first question for all of you, or anybody can answer. Please tell the world about your family, what you do, and your style of puppetry.
Okay. My father, Professor Y.K. Pade, is a pioneer Indian ventriloquist, and he started in 1915 or 16. And right from childhood, I'm interested in this art. And at the age of 6, I started learning from my father ventriloquism as well as the traditional and different forms of puppetry. Our entire family is interested in this art, my brother, sisters, everyone. And after my marriage with Aparna, she also started doing it, and we both perform. And after that, now the Satyajit, he is also performing. His wife also perform, and my another son Parikshit is also directly or indirectly involved in this art.
Yes,
You
yes.
can tell.
So, as my dad, Mr. Padhe, Ramdas Padhe, told, the ventriloquism runs in our family, and right from my childhood, since the age of 8, I've been learning the art, the intricacies of the art of ventriloquism.
Yeah, I remember, he used to teach him the art of ventriloquism. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And of course, now it's been my father has been practicing this art for last 52 years. This is his 52nd year of career, and
Wow.
so even for me, like I've been doing this for last 20-25 years now, and I've been on many reality shows like India's Got Talent, and many other TV shows. And of course, my father now, he started on our national television called Doordarshan in India.
Yes, the only one channel was there at that time in 1972.
1972, and he has been consistently
1972.
appearing on the national television for last now 20 to 25 30
More
years.
than 25 years.
Wow. Satyajit, your family, the Padya family, is renowned in India, but not just in India, but all over the world because of your videos and your participation in puppetry festivals all over the
Yes.
world. As a matter of fact, I remember we met you, the entire family, and we saw your awesome performance in Phuket, Thailand in
Thank
2018.
you. Thank you. Yes, yes,
You
yes.
can tell about
Yeah,
what
and
you perform.
and we're so lucky to see that presentation. Maybe Mrs. Padya can
Yeah,
tell us about that festival.
that festival, Harmony Festival,
That's
was in fact, it was a
really
great
great,
festival,
and
in fact, it was great pleasure to watch you and your family also, because
yes,
we can relate to you, because even your small son performed with a cute puppet.
I'm really happy at that time.
So we could relate to you that something like that is also there. You and your family is also participating, so it was
And-
great to meet you.
And the festival was a great. Even I can learn from festivals some of the new things.
That's true. That's true. You know what, Mr. Padya? We're relatively new in the puppetry art. I've been doing puppetry for about a little bit, a little more than 10 years, maybe 12, 13 years only. And families like you inspire our family to do better, because when we saw your performance in Phuket, the presentation was very professional. The transition from one song to the next song is really well presented. And after watching your performance in Phuket, we learned so much.
As another fact, Mr. Padye, I think I like you even more than Tito Wanlu. You're so very good. Unlike Tito, yeah, Tito Wanlu's not that good.
You have to pardon him. He's just telling the truth.
Nicola, you can come to India. We can do a duet.
Yes.
We can perform together, right? Nicola, I invite you to India.
Yes, and we will
Oh,
also go to Philippines,
Philippines
Manila.
someday, Manila.
yeah, yeah. Well, if you're inviting me to Mumbai, you're also inviting you to Manila. After
Oh,
the pandemic.
Yeah, when this pandemic is all over, we probably try to go to Mumbai, and we also invite you to
yes,
Manila.
sure, sure.
Okay. Okay, next question.
Yeah.
How and wait a minute. How did you learn ventriloquism? I understand you learned it from your dad, but
Yeah.
would you know where your dad learned ventriloquism, Mr. Padie?
No, I mean, he learned from some books. At that time, no, I mean,
He
the
was a
teacher.
magician, you can
He
say.
was originally he was a magician, and he saw some foreigners,
A soldier from the First
soldier
World War
from First World War,
had come to India and he
India,
was doing ventriloquism.
and after that he started slowly learning from the books. He bought his first figure from England,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Devonport.
Davenport. Yes, that's a very,
Yes,
very
and
expensive figure.
that was his first dummy. He named his dummy is Mr. Crazy.
Oh
And
yes, I remember Mr. Crazy. He's a very old figure, and he's very famous in India, and not
yes,
just in India, but all over the world.
That's
yeah.
Yes.
true.
And after that, I started, of course, learning from my father basic of ventriloquism, but as well as all forms of puppetry, I learned slowly. And almost after 11 to 12 years, my first performance was there with my father. Of
Oh, so
course.
you practiced for 10 years and then
Yes.
after that your father allowed to perform.
Yes.
Yeah.
In one word, I will say in ventriloquism, the ventriloquism is practice, practice, and practice.
That's so true. That's so true. Hey, would like to hear from Mrs. Padie. Madam, what about you? What's your experience in ventriloquism?
Actually, I got interested in this art after when we got married in 1980. And basically, I am a singer. I sing all Bollywood Hindi songs, Marathi songs, our own regional language. And I am also interested in art. I have done my MA in our own language. So when we got married, I started writing also the dialogues of the puppet, and I sing and I do the comparing of the show. And both of us, then afterwards, I joined him, and we did a joint venture, the combination of puppetry, ventriloquism, and music.
Yeah, I love the combination very much, especially the Indian music that you use. And did you say you wrote some of the materials or most of the materials
Yes,
for your show?
yes, of course, of
Wow,
course.
Sometimes
Mr. Padie,
both of us, we write the dialogues in Hindi, in English, and in Marathi, three, four
So
languages.
we
I
divide
see.
almost branches, dialogues. She can look after that. The technical things, Satyajit can do it, and the presentation he can do it. And I am the final person who present the show.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Well, it makes the family complete. There's a writer, there's a performer, and there's a technical guy who takes care of the music and the preparation of puppets. Hey, let me go back to Satyajit. Satyajit, you mentioned that you joined India's Got Talent. How was your experience in that contest?
Oh, India's Got Talent was a fantastic experience, and that show actually came at a very right point in my career because I am a chartered accountant by education. My father always gave me a very important tip that first finish your education.
And then after that try to talk to me.
So, I was balancing both the careers, right from my college days. I was kind of a semi professional. I used to perform in different college festivals and many small gigs I used to perform. And after my chartered accountancy, when I cleared my chartered accountancy, it's very difficult exam in India. You can call it CA. So I completed my chartered accountancy. I became a chartered accountant, and after that, India's Got Talent just happened to me. And in India's Got Talent, as you can say, it's a very a difficult competition, because you are competing with the dancers, singers, acrobats, various variety acts. So I tried to present a very unique act where a puppet operates another puppet. A ventriloquist dummy is operating a marionette. So that was a very unique act,
Right.
never been seen before. And I combined dance, music, ventriloquism, puppetry in a one act. So it was a very unique experience.
And I was the orphan. I was the puppet which we are found with. So that is the reason. I'm the reason for this success. Yeah.
Well, I will have to agree with the puppet.
Yeah, I agree too, because you know what? We
Yeah.
can relate, because he also joined a local talent contest in Manila, and I'm the
Oh,
reason why he won.
Okay,
oh,
wait a minute,
really?
wait a minute. Forget that remark. Okay, sometimes the Nicolo tends to be off. Anyway, the Padre family is already renowned in India and of course all over the world. After India's Got Talent, did you get more famous, or
Yeah,
what
because
do you think?
of course, as I told you, my father is already very famous in India and abroad.
Yeah, yeah, we
Doing,
know.
so India's Got Talent actually gave me my own identity. So I had my own identity after India's Got Talent. So people came to know, yes, Mr. Ramdas Pade is of course very famous, but after that, yes, oh, Satyajit Pade, yes, he's also doing, and so I got my own identity after
Yes,
India's
that's
Got Talent.
good.
Yeah, that's a very good thing because, well, yeah, Mr. Pade is known in India and other parts of the world. But now, because of India's Got Talent, you've shown the world that you're also a fantastic ventriloquist and puppeteer. Which brings me to the next question, Satyajit. You
Yes.
mentioned that you combined ventriloquism and marionettes in
Yeah.
India's Got Talent. Got Talent.
Yes.
Where'd you get the idea?
Uh, uh, Actually, what every time when we perform something, I always think maybe my chartered accountancy helped me somewhere, because it helps to develop your analytical thinking, your lateral thinking, I think. So I thought that you have to compete with different variety acts like acrobats, singers. So you need to
Right.
bring a uniqueness to the art of ventriloquism. Just bringing one puppet and performing with the puppet will not help. So I tried to combine, and of course we just don't are a ventriloquist, we are puppeteers also and puppet makers also. So I thought, let us use ventriloquism and puppetry together to make some unique acts. So that helped me actually, that
That's
thinking.
and that was the first time the audience is seeing something unique thing with ventriloquism and puppetry, and the presentation altogether different. And that's why I'm in
He won. He was the
You
final.
know what, Mr. Padilla, ventriloquism on its own is already a very difficult thing to do.
yes, yes.
Marionette performance is already a difficult thing to achieve,
Yeah,
to perform
yeah.
in a live audience. But you managed to combine both difficult arts into one performance. How awesome is that?
I mean, the right from beginning, you see, I want to have something different. So, in India, ventriloquism is popular after my television shows, but nobody knows. I mean, there are great traditional puppeteers in India,
Right,
but
right.
they used to have the traditional things. What I have done, by the way, I'm mechanical engineer also. So I combine our traditional Indian puppetry with some of the foreign techniques of puppetry, and I combine these two things and have the new form of puppetry. I invented that in India and I performed them all over the world. But that's the uniqueness and that's my plus point in the beginning of my career and after that. And still now, I don't want or I'm not interested in performing the routine puppet
Right. That's
act or
yes.
ventriloquism act. I do something or other different things then and then.
I can give you one example. We represented India in Ekaterinburg in World Puppetry Carnival in Russia, and
Yeah.
there we did ventriloquism in Russian, and then we took a Russian song and we performed a very unique act on a Russian song, a puppetry act on a Russian song. So this, I think, the success of any artist, I think, is if adopt to the local tastes
Right.
and local. So I think that, and I think all the and the entire audience was Russian. There was, and in Russia, as you can see, they can't understand all English also. So
True.
it was a very difficult thing to do, but they enjoyed. They were laughing, and they really enjoyed. So I think that is what is important. Every time you perform, you should perform as if it's your first show.
Yeah. Still now, I perform more than 10,000 shows up till now, but still I perform each and every show as my first show. I still,
Wow.
I'm under tension. My wife says, "Why you are performing so?" No. This is my first show.
Hey, that's something we need to remember, Nicola. Every time you perform, try to perform like it's your first performance, like your first show.
Yes.
Something
Yes.
we learn from Mr. Ramdas Pade.
You should treasure that, okay? Mr. Tadio, you'll never forget that.
That's right.
What do you want
Okay.
to speak?
Yes, Mrs. Pade.
Yes.
No. So if we come to Philippines, we will have to
Speak.
speak our Filipino language, and we will do some jokes in Filipino language.
We will
Wow.
learn from you.
Learn from you. You will be
I-
our tutor.
I can already imagine the Filipino audience loving your performance if you do that because, we love foreign, performers performing in our own language. Wait a minute. Before I forget, Satyajit, do you have any plans? Before this, you joined the festival in Russia. It's through Mr. Rod Petrovich, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Now, my next question is, do you have plans of bringing this act that you did in India's Got Talent to Asia's Got Talent?
Yes, if it happens, of course, I would love to participate in Asia's Got Talent.
Yeah, of course, in Asia's Got Talent, I will definitely come. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Because I am very confident the act that you did in India's Got Talent, if you do it in Asia's Got Talent, you'll get the yes of all the judges because it's a very, very unique act and very, very masterful. All right. Okay. We'll take a break first. When we get back, we will watch the Padilla family from the great country of India perform for all of you just a little demo. And we will also get to meet, I think he's more than 100 years old already, Nicola. More than 100-year-old ventriloquist puppet. They call it Mr. Crazy. We will meet him when we get back.
Don't leave. We'll be right back.
pa rin ang The Papet Stories with Wanlu, ang pinakasikat at pinakamagaling na ventriloquist sa Pilipinas. The Papet Stories tuwing araw po yan ng Martes at Biyernes at 5 p.m. sa TNC, The New Channel. Kita kids!
All right, welcome back to the Puppet Stories here on the new channel. I would like to thank some friends who are part of the season 2 of the Puppet Stories. First, we'd like to thank Congresswoman Nina Taduran. You saw her on the video. She is from ACT CIS Party List. Ayan, Congresswoman Nina Taduran. Maraming salamat po for helping the Puppet Stories on our second season. Alam mo, Nicolo, yan si Congresswoman Nina Taduran. Maraming natulong yan sa atin.
Ay, opo, Tito Hanlo. Lagi tayong tinutulungan ni Congresswoman Nina Taduran. Maraming salamat po from ACT-CIS Party List.
Yan. Salamat po. And we'd like to thank as well Dr. Mildred Vitangcol, the President of Sonta Club Makati, Ayala. Ayan, si Dr. Mildred Vitangcol naman po ay marami ring naitulong sa atin yan. Now, the Sonta Club of Makati, Ayala is having a blood donation project on September 19, 8 a.m. at Barangay Magallanes. Ayan po. Again, thank you very much, Dr. Mildred Vitangcol, the President of Sonta Club Makati, Ayala. And we'd like to thank as well our friends from Bangon Talentadong Pinoy. Ayan po, Saturdays, 8 p.m. on TV5. If you want to join, you don't have to go to the studio to audition. All you have to do is send your video through their Facebook page or email address. And if your video will be chosen, easily you get 2K. And if you win in the daily, you get 50K and you get to defend your title for 5 weeks for a total of 250,000 pesos.
Oto, Tito Hanlo, pag hindi sila sanali, walang K.
That's true. Again, thank you very much to our friends from Bangon Talentadong Pinoy. And we'd like to thank our friends who are watching this afternoon. Junard Zapata. Hi, Tito Hanlo.
Hi, Junard. Junard, natanggap mo na yung tatet na tinadala namin sa'yo?
Oh, natanggap na niya. Pinost na nga natin yung picture niya with the puppet and the book, Ang Batang Gustong Maging Puppet. We also would like to say hello to Raymond Kahutay, Ube family from Kumu.
Kuno? Uy, lagi ako sa Kuno, kunakanta ka dyan.
O tama, si Raymond Kahutay is from Ube family. Speaking of Ube family, tomorrow, September 8, we have a show. It's their monthsary. Manood po kayo ha, kakanta si Nicolo.
Ato, kanta to ako, 7 p.m. on Kuno.
And last but not the least, John Lawrence Lopez. Lawrence! Ayan si Ren, si Lawrence. Ako, malaking tinulong niyan ni Lawrence sa atin sa Kumu. So Lawrence, thank you very much for helping us in Kumu.
Lawrence, you're a lifesaver. Thank you.
All right, let's go back to our friends from the great country of India. I'm a big fan of the Padya family. Let's welcome back the Padya family with their mini performance.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
So,
Hi. Hello. Namaste. Namaste.
So, Mr. Crazy, the 100 years old puppet, and Mr. Crazy. Oh, that's enough now. Now, Mr. Crazy, we have a great audience. And can you say something, or can you sing one song, or
I can play tabla.
oh, Indian percussion or instrument? Okay,
Percussion instrument. Yeah.
okay. Can you play some tabla now for this great audience?
Sure.
Say nadin dinna, nadin dinna,
Nothing dinna.
nadin dinna,
Nothing dinna.
Okay, then natin tingnan. No, no, no. Natin tingnan. Oh. Hey, Mr. Crazy, just look at me. Don't be silly, okay? Say natin tingnan. Tatto nakatinaka dirikada. No. Now last chance for you, okay, Mr. Crazy? Yeah. Say dhakit tumakita takita katakita takita kada dumakita takagadiga dhakita takagadiga dhakita taka. Oh, what is this? What is this, Mr. Crazy? I'm Mr. Crazy. And that's, I mean, this conversation will go on and go on like that. So, Mr. Crazy, can you say something now for Mr. Crazy or?
Yeah. Fantastic, Mr. Crazy. That's awesome.
Okay, Mr. Chotu Singh.
Yeah.
We are live on the new channel.
Yeah, all the viewers are here. I think they're all liking my show. They're coming for me. Yeah.
So I want to ask you something. Can you do you go to school?
What?
Do you go to school?
What?
Do you go to school, stupid?
Yes, I go to school stupid and come home the same way.
So how do you like your school?
What?
How do you like your school?
Close.
What? Okay. Chotu Singh,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you some few questions, okay? Since you go to school, okay?
Okay.
So suppose you have 4 chocolates.
Okay.
You have 4 chocolates and you give me 2 chocolates. So how many chocolates will you be left with?
4 chocolates.
How come 4 chocolates?
Because I'm not a fool to give you my chocolates.
Okay. So that's it from all of us. I mean, the performance is that we can chit chat. We can talk to you.
Yeah.
Wanlu.
Right, that is so awesome. I've been a big fan of ventriloquism before I even became a ventriloquist. And for those of you who are not too familiar with the art of ventriloquism, what we just saw from the Pades are very, very difficult stunts to do, like the one when Mr. Ramdas Pade was covering the mouth of the puppet and the tone of the voice is changing. You know what? As a ventriloquist, well, coming from a ventriloquist to another, that is, well, very, very masterful, Mr. Pade. Very,
Yeah,
very good.
it's
Very well
really
done.
difficult. But my father is a very strict. He says, no, you have to learn. And when I satisfied, I will put on this stage. And
Right.
say after I told you 7 years, I performed my first performance with my daddy. So I mean,
All right,
it's
ladies and
not
gentlemen, go ahead, Mr. Pade. I just want to tell everyone, just in case they've just tuned in, the vent figure that Mr. Ramdas Pade is holding is Mr. Crazy. He's the one we're telling you about earlier. He's more than 100 years old. Is that correct, Mr. Pade?
Yes.
Yes, I'm 102 or 3 years old now.
Wow, 103 years old.
And as you know, we celebrate his 100th century.
Yeah,
100 years old.
So since it was 100 years in 2016, he turned in the middle of 2016 and 17. Mr. Crazy was 100 years. Mr. Crazy is an English name in India. He's known by the name of Ardhavat Rao or
Half man.
half man, you can say. So that is the reason we call him Mr. Crazy. So we decided that we should have a celebration for this particular character. So we did a 2-hour show called Carry On Entertainment Ramdas Padye live. So it was a 2 hour show where we combined ventriloquism, puppetry, and the best acts that we perform abroad in one show using different
Right.
puppetry techniques like rod puppetry, string puppetry, French blacklight puppetry, then humanettes,
A lot of music.
lot of
also.
music, dance,
Musical acts, yeah.
musical acts, and it was a 2 hour show, and we performed around 50 shows in India and abroad also. We
More than 50 shows.
more than 50 shows abroad, so around 100 to 103 shows we are performing.
And in foreign country, almost 10 countries we traveled in 16 months.
So I think there is a
Wow.
lot of Indian diaspora, who's settled abroad, especially in United States of America, then in
Right.
Southeast Asia like Malaysia, Singapore, and
Even in the
I-
Philippines.
So we, came there. We performed for them because there are certain Indians who have grown up watching Mr.
Mr.
Crazy
Crazy.
and my father. So it was kind of a nostalgia for them to see them.
Right. Yeah. That is
So-
so true. And it's a good thing that Mr. Crazy's legacy is still I can say it's still here, still around for the new generation to watch what they're
I'm the second generation now. Satyajit is the third generation, and now his daughter
Little daughter, she is now
Neva.
uh,
That's the
Oh.
fourth generation.
now she is just
Hey, that's cool.
3.5 years old.
That's so nice. 3.5 years old. All right. Hey, wait a minute. I think I saw excerpts of that video of that 2 hour show that you did. And speaking of video, we have a short video. Actually, it's a long video, but we need to cut it somewhere. So we'd like to show you a little history of the Padye family's legacy in
Thank you.
puppetry and ventriloquism. Let's watch this.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the 20th century, and much before the First World War, in pre-independence India's vibrant city of Bombay, there was a young boy by the name of Yashwant Keshav Padhe, who was at war with himself, trying to bring about a change in the field of magic for the entertainment of the masses. Professor Y.K. Padhe, as he was later popularly known, was a magician and used to perform several magic shows when the entertainment industry was at its infancy in India. He was intrigued and thrilled by the performance of a ventriloquist from England who was visiting India and thought of trying his hand at ventriloquism.
आपल्याला जर पैसा पाहिजे असला दोन शब्द बोलायचे देश तो पाकिलो पैसा मिळू शकेल.
Trying to add a new dimension to his existing art of magic, he conceived a puppet character on paper in mid-1916. And thus was born the character destined to rule the hearts of millions of Indians for years to come. He named this character Ardhavat Rao or Gappidas or Mr. Crazy. But during those days, he could perform and bring alive this character only with the help of masks made by him, as ventriloquial dummies were not easily available in India. He was searching for a ventriloquial dummy which would suit his character, and his quest came to an end when he placed an order for this particular dummy and got it delivered from England's famous Davenports and Company. Y.K. Padhe started adding more and more dummies to his collection.
बरं आता मी विचारतो श्याम्या सा आण्याचा रवा आलं का लक्षात सा आण्याचा रवा रविता नवरा अरे गाढवा.
And then finally started performing with a family of 4 characters, family of dolls, headed by Ardhavat Rao.
आज गणेश चतुर्थी गणपती कालच आणला पण भज्जी नाही अजून आला.
His wife, Avadabai,
गुरुजींना यायला 4 वाजणार आहेत असं निरोप आलाय त्यांचा.
and their 2 sons, Shamu and Gampu.
काचेची ग्लास आहेत, स्टीलची ग्लास आहेत, स्टेनलेस स्टीलची ग्लास आहेत, याची आहेत, त्याची आहेत, पाण्याचा ग्लास नाही.
However, the character Ardhavat Rao or Gappidas or Mr. Crazy easily became the show and scene stealer.
जरा इकडे बघा अजोडराव. हा, तुमच्या चेहऱ्यावरून तुमचा चेहरा सरांनी दिसत आहे. हा, हो हो, म्हणा म्हटलं नमस्कार करा या मंडळीला. तुमचा परिचय नाही, म्हणा नमस्कार. राम राम. बरं राम राम. आपलं नाव काय ते यांना सांगा बरं. काय आपलं नाव काय. दत्ता. याला खलबत्ता असं म्हणतात.
All right,
With
direct.
his rising popularity, the idiosyncrasy of his puppet character Ardhavat Rao.
All right, direct. Thank you very much. All right, that was very, very interesting. Before we go back to Mr. Pade, I just want to tell everyone, for those of you who are not familiar with ventriloquial puppets like this, not only is it very difficult to find one, it's also very, very expensive. Particularly the figures from Davenport, really, really very expensive. And I hope you don't mind if I estimate Mr. Crazy in about $1 million. I mean, I may be, yeah, I may be overreacting, but
any museum and I will be just having the rest of my life.
right. Well,
But it's
I think $1 million is an understatement because I have to say that he is priceless. Coming from your dad, and now he's with you, Mr. Pade, and in the future he'll be entertaining more people, not only in India but all over the world. So he's priceless. All right.
And
Before we go back, go ahead, Mr. Pade. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Satyajit will go on further with Mr. Crazy and all the family and the next generations to come.
That's right. God willing, that will happen. All right. Mr. Padya, Mrs. Padya, and Satyajit, it's time for a little break again. I hope you don't mind. After the break, we will ask, I don't know who will answer it, but we will ask one of you to please answer a question we ask all the guests on the show. And that is,
What is your puppet story?
let us know your puppet story when we get back. In the meantime, don't leave, everyone. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Puppet Stories. Again, we are still with the renowned puppeteers, ventriloquists, puppet makers in India, the Padya family. And before we go back to them, again, we'd like to say hello to some friends who are watching. Bing Fernandez is watching. Thank you very much, Bing, for watching. Mabin Sanchez, Mr. Crazy looks familiar. I think I saw him somewhere in the past. Yeah, this kind of figure from Davenport is, well, I can say it's very expensive, very difficult to find, and very, very interesting. If you notice, his mouth is different from my vent figure Nicola because the Davenports have a living mouth puppets. I'm sorry, living mouth. That's what they call that kind of mouth movement. We also want to say hello to Franda Anting. Thank you very much for watching. Again, Junard Zapata. Hi, Junard. Thank you for watching. John Lawrence Lopez. Renz, yan. Shout out from Kumu. Hello, my friends from Kumu. And Raymond Kahutay, Ube family, also from Kumu. And speaking of Ube family, tomorrow we will be on Kumu. It's their monthsary. That will be September 8, 7 p.m. All right? Okay, let's go back to the Padie family. Family, Mr. Padie.
Yes.
So, what is your puppet story?
I learned the puppet or ventriloquism, though I'm engineer, because I love puppetry. That is my hobby, though now it's become my profession. And I very much interested in making the puppet because I'm an engineer. I used to make the puppet. So I will tell you very frankly, till today, I still consider this is my hobby. And when hobby is there, there is the endless possibilities is there. And one more thing, I always have with my puppet the laugh. I want to make Mr. Crazy laugh and laugh because he will spread the laughing and make the people all over the world happy and enjoy.
Yes, so I think that is a very, and I can also tell you what is my puppet story. Why I chose to do this because I think, of course, this art runs in it's a legacy. So I want to, of course, carry the legacy ahead. But the younger generation, I want to make this art popular among the younger generation, especially the kids who are now into mobile phones and lot of screens. So I think this art is such a unique art. It takes away that and it gives happiness to children. So I think I want to spread this art to younger generations. And nowadays I'm doing a lot of workshops on ventriloquism.
Yes. So everyone in our, that's my, the really great thing. Everyone in my family still loves this art and try to help us directly or indirectly in my shows. Otherwise, without the family background or
Yes.
family support,
Yes.
I would not be able to
Of course,
do.
also my wife also after I got married to her her name is Rujuta. She also
Started learning.
She's not a ventriloquist, she's a puppeteer, but she also adopted this art. She tried to, and she was also a part of our Carry On Entertainment Ramdas Padya
We
live
perform
show.
all together.
So even my brother Parikshit, he was also a part of that show. So I think all of us are together performing. So that is the biggest strength for
And
us.
we are three persons, myself, wife Aparna, and Satyajit. And one more thing I would like to tell you, we perform husband-wife theme, and that's the very again unique thing with the ventriloquist or puppeteer. We always perform together with husband-wife. So there is a lot of possibilities of humor we can create among ourselves.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your puppet story, not just to me, but to the world.
Thank
And that's one generation to another. Your puppet story, Mr. Padye,
Yes.
and Satyajit's puppet
Yes.
story, one generation to another. Very,
Right.
very interesting. Okay,
Right.
before we end the show, uh, we'd like to give you a couple of minutes if you want to promote any shows or anything, maybe your Facebook page or your website.
You
Go ahead.
can you can join our Facebook page. We are there on two pages called Ramdas Padye and Satyajit Padye page. And of course, on Instagram, I'm active called Satyajit Padye. And of course, I'm conducting a lot of workshops on ventriloquism in the coming month. So, if in case you want to learn the art,
You can join the workshop. Yeah.
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah, we'd love to join the
Bye.
workshop. Go ahead,
yes,
ma'am.
No, not a
no
thing.
need.
Thank you very much. Namaste, namaste to everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Namaste
Thank
and
you. Thank
shukriya.
you. Shukriya. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You made this premiere episode of season two very, very special by being on it. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the Padilla family, the renowned puppeteer, puppet makers, and ventriloquists from the great country of India. Shukriya.
Shukriya.
Yeah. Bye,
Namaste.
guys. Namaste.
Bye.
Namaste and bye. All right, that was the Padilla family. You know what? From one ventriloquist to another, I could probably tell them over and over again that their presence on the show is very, very important and very, very well. Such a big honor for me and my family and the show as well. Okay, before we end the show, we'd like to thank once again our friends, starting with Congresswoman Nina Taduran from ACT CIS Party List. Thank you very much for helping the puppet story and the art of puppetry in general. Of course, Dr. Mildred Vitangcol, the president of Sonta Club Makati Ayala. Again, thank you very much for supporting the puppet stories here on the new channel and the art of puppetry in general. And last but not the least, Bangon Talentadong Pinoy. That's every Saturday, 8 p.m. on TV5. If you have a talent, all you have to do is videotape your talent and send it to them. And if you get chosen, well, you're very lucky because you get extra fun for your family and for yourself. All right. Okay. Before we end the show, I hope I didn't forget anything. If you need a puppeteer for your party, we do this virtual ventriloquism act. That's right. We can perform using Zoom. Aside from the circus act, we also have a dinosaur show and an animal safari show. This is live, and although it's virtual, but it's live and exclusive to your family and your virtual guests. Okay? If you need us, just get in touch with us through our Facebook page, The Puppet Story on the new channel. All right? Again, thank you very much for joining us on our premiere episode of our season 2 of The Puppet Stories. Thank you very much. At lagi po namin binibilin sa mga bata, pagkagising manalangin.
Pagkatulog, si Nicolo, kala ko tahimik ka na dyan eh. Hindi to eh, pagkagising, nanalangin. Tama. Bago natulog, nanalangin.
Tama.
At bago kumain, nanalangin.
Tama. Okay. Yan po, narinig niyo si Nicolo kahit wala dito.
Eh, ikaw, nilagay na ako dito eh.
Sorry. Okay, and again, keep safe. Huwag na tayong lumabas ng bahay kung hindi na po kailangan. And wait, may umabol. Okay. Carmine Ortega. Thank you very much, Carmine, for watching. Umabol. Thank you. Again, this has been your friend from the Puppet Stories. Again, my name is Wanlu. On behalf of my good friend Nicolo, please do join us again next week, Monday, 5:30 p.m. Our guest next week will be the great Steve Axtell from Axtell Expressions. He makes awesome puppets, and he sells these very, very nice puppets to different parts of the world. And when I say world, I mean all over the world. As a matter of fact, I have plenty of his puppets, including an animatronic puppet from Axtel Expressions. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for joining us again. And gaya po ng lagi naming sinasabi, may the Lord keep us all safe. Bye!